everyone, on today's episode of Hero Syndrome, we're chilling out at the tavern, or inn, or bar, whatever you want to call it. Hey everyone, welcome to the show, and just like every single week, we are starting off with Monster Hunter World because it is the zeitgeists of all zeitgeists. And to be fair, I still haven't finished the main game, so I'm a little slower than I know a lot of you out there are probably like, oh, I already beat it, I'm already Hunter rank 100. I'm still slowly going through, so that's why the hype and the fire for Monster Hunter is still burning bright. Let's get started. So we're talking about taverns, and I'm bringing up the Monster Hunter Canteen because it's hard to get more jolly than that. It's actually been a very cathartic experience for me because growing up throughout my life, I had two cats that are no longer here, but I'm okay, I promise. And just being able to have a Palico companion that I named appropriately Smokey, which was one of my cat's names. Being able to go on the hunts with my cat, it just gives me a really nice, warm, good feeling that I'm taking down dinos with Smokey at my side. But that canteen, it upgrades over time, which I'm a sucker for. You know, you see like these fresh fruits and bananas coming up on the nets, and you see all these cats off to the side, this cat boiling some stew, and also obviously the main head chef talking about gains, getting all buff, and sending you on quests to upgrade the canteen further. I'm a sucker for that. I love meaningful side quests, but I think what really sets this tavern apart from so many others in games is that it is your pre-hunt ritual. It is so important to feast at this tavern and, you know, meet up with your hunting party, or if you're going, you know, solo, 2, 3, 4 players, whatever. You all meet up, you're waiting to go on the hunt, you're getting all your items, and you're just feasting down. It's just a really cool vibe and a really cool tone setter for every hunt. Next on the list, Joey Ray's Bar. Now, here is a real-time strategy game, StarCraft 2, making the list for best taverns. When StarCraft 2 came out, I was in college at the time, and it was my communication to my friends that weren't living in the area at the time. You know, I could hop on StarCraft, play some games with them, but before that, you got to go through the single player. And Joey Ray's Bar is such a great way to set the tone of StarCraft 2. It grounds you in this world, and it has little optional pieces all around, like kind of an adventure game, you know, where you can click, get a little context with Raynor or Tychus or whoever it may be. There's news broadcasts, which add some world building. It's where you go on your missions, you know, before you get like your big battle cruiser or whatever later on in the game. And it just set the tone, you know? I mean, the opening shot there of Raynor sipping down some whiskey with his little revolver sidearm, it just gave the game a very Western, like an old Western vibe, which I really appreciated. Next on the list, I never pass up an opportunity to talk about The Witcher 3. Witcher 3, where do we even start? Where do we even begin? Taverns, bars, inns? That is like the lifeblood of The Witcher. There's so many cozy places in this game, let alone with Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, you know, all the add-ons. Now, here is a slight trip down memory lane. You know I'm a fan of those. Witcher 1, I played the Enhanced Edition on PC when it came out, and for whatever reason, my weird brain latches onto certain things like glue and some other things that just, you know, they just fly on by, and in Huberland, who knows where they go. But for whatever reason, The Witcher 1 made cockatrices ingrained in my brain. You know, there's that mission early on in The Witcher 1 where you go down into the sewer and hunt a cockatrice, which for whatever reason, stuck in my brain. So every time I play The Witcher, it's like I feel intimately familiar with the cockatrice. So for our inns, we're doing the Cockatrice Inn, which debuted actually in Blood and Wine. And what I love about this inn, other than the name, is even the backstory of how it got its name. The proprietor hung a cockatrice head over the tavern door, saying that he hunted one and killed one. And like years later or whatever, it was disputed. Some herbalist or something found out that it was a fake, that it was like a boar head and a crow head, like mixed. They took it down, but the name stayed. And I love that this seemingly unimportant building just has a history behind it, which is so cool, like so many things in The Witcher. But also its location. You can see the castle in the distance. It's over kind of this river, stream, lake area, and you can go down kind of under there, and there's like this boat. There's like a stock room off to the side, and what really stands out, just how cozy it is, are all the paintings on the wall. Obviously, you can play Gwent here with the barkeep. It's just a cozy place, and one of the ones that stood out to me when I revisited The Witcher in Blood and Wine. It's one of the first stops you make, if I remember, and just a great place to hang out. Last but not least, Blizzard coming in, double dipping, getting 2 out of the 4. World of Warcraft's Salty Sailor Tavern. Say that 5 times fast. The Salty Sailor Tavern in Booty Bay in Stranglethorn Vale. Yeah, you're sweating? You're sweating thinking about Booty Bay, vanilla World of Warcraft? Alliance, Horde, people in the shadows, people in the water. You don't know where you can hide. Nowhere is safe. What I love about this place is that it was one of the first extremely dangerous places you could go in World of Warcraft. And, you know, playing on a PvP server, everywhere's dangerous. But this is right around the time when you're like level 20 or 30, and excuse me if I'm not 100% right. You know, Vanilla WoW was a while ago. But I can just remember getting to Booty Bay, and it's just this uneasiness because it's a neutral place, so Alliance can hang out like right around the outside, and there would always be like stealth rogues coming in. It was just tense, to say the least. But what I love about the Salty Sailor Tavern is that, you know, in World of Warcraft, you'd have to rest in an inn when you logged out, when experience actually mattered. You know, it's a whole nother conversation. Let's not go down that road of vanilla WoW versus now. But I love it because there's this giant ship, like half of a ship jetting out of the second story. There's like 2 or 3 stories, and the way it all connects is just, it was just a cool place in World of Warcraft, you know, back before, like that's one thing that I feel like the expansions don't get enough credit for, is the architecture and the design. As the expansions have come, you know, they've done slight graphical improvements, and, you know, I can remember Mists of Pandaria, just so many beautiful locations. Back in Vanilla WoW, Salty Sailor Tavern, just a place that I would hide out in for fear of getting ganked. Yo, when's the last time you heard that word? Ganked. So that's it for the episode. Taverns, good place to just chill out in video games, to pull you in to the world. And I love that, whether it's a real-time strategy game, an MMO, or a huge open world RPG, they give you an excuse to kind of just hang out and really embrace the world that you are in, and I really appreciate them for that. So we are Easy Allies. You can find us on twitch.tv/easyallies, easyallies.com. We got our own website that updates the schedule according to your own time zone. You don't even need to do anything. It's great. You can find us on social media as well. I am at Michael P. Huber. You can also find us at Easy Allies. And that is going to do it, and I will see you next week.
Time for the syndrome.
I couldn't find any room for it on the list. I apologize. This whole time filming this episode, I've been thinking about Dragon Quest VIII. I'm sorry.